Hey there, my wonderful viewers. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, I'm so glad you found us. Now, before we dive in, let me ask you something. Have you been wondering what your Social Security check might look like in 2026? Well, grab your coffee because I've got some news that's going to get you excited. The early estimates are in, and they're looking pretty promising for 2026. But here's the thing, and this is important. We need to talk about what this really means for your monthly budget and your future. So stick with me for the next few minutes, because I'm going to break down everything you need to know about the projected 2026 Social Security increase. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to have a much clearer picture of what to expect. All right, let's get right into it. Based on the latest economic projections and inflation trends, financial analysts are estimating that Social Security beneficiaries could see an increase of approximately 2.8% to 3.2% in 2026. Now, I know that might sound like just a bunch of numbers, so let me put this into real dollars and cents for you. Here's what this could mean for the average Social Security recipient. Right now, the average monthly Social Security check is around $1.900. With a 3% increase, which is right in that projected range, we're looking at an additional $57 per month. That's about $684 more per year. Now, let me tell you a story to help this make sense. Imagine you're Maria, a 68-year-old retiree living in Phoenix. She currently receives $1.850 per month in Social Security benefits. With this projected 3% increase, her monthly check would go up to about $1.906. That extra $56 might not seem like a lot, but over a full year, that's an additional $672 in her pocket. For Maria, that extra money could mean the difference between choosing between groceries and her prescription medications. It could cover her monthly phone bill and still have money left over. It's real money that makes a real difference. But here's where it gets interesting, and this is something a lot of people don't realize. These increases aren't just random numbers pulled out of thin air. The Social Security Administration uses something called the Consumer Price Index for urban wage earners and clerical workers, or CPIW for short. That's a mouthful, right? Basically, they look at how much things cost compared to the previous year. Things like food, housing, transportation, medical care, and other essentials. If prices go up, Social Security benefits go up too. It's designed to help your benefits keep pace with the cost of living. Now, here's what the experts are seeing for 2026. According to recent reports from the Bureau of Labor Statistics and independent economic forecasters, inflation is expected to moderate, but remain slightly above the Federal Reserve's target rate of 2%. This is actually good news for Social Security recipients because it suggests a steady, meaningful increase without the extreme volatility we've seen in recent years. Let me share some specific numbers with you. In 2024, we saw a 3.2% increase. In 2025, it was 2.5%. The projected range for 2026 of 2.8% to 3.2% would put us right back in line with what many economists consider a healthy, sustainable growth rate. But, and this is a big but, we need to remember that these are estimates. The actual cost of living adjustment, or COLA, won't be officially announced until October 2025. The Social Security Administration will look at inflation data from the third quarter of 2025 and compare it to the same period in 2024. Here's something else that's important to understand. Different types of Social Security benefits will see the same percentage increase, but the dollar amounts will vary based on your individual benefit amount. Let me give you some examples. If you're receiving disability benefits and your monthly amount is $1.400, a 3% increase would add about $42 to your monthly check. If you're a higher earner who maxed out your Social Security contributions over your career and you're receiving $3.500 per month, that same 3% increase would add $105 to your monthly benefit. The key thing to remember is that everyone gets the same percentage increase, but the dollar impact depends on your current benefit amount. Now, here's what I want to know from you, and please share this in the comments below. When you think about a potential 3% increase in your Social Security benefits, what would that extra money mean for you and your family? Would it help with rising grocery costs? Maybe cover an extra visit to see the grandkids? Or perhaps it would give you a little more breathing room in your monthly budget. I love hearing your stories and how these changes impact real people like you, so please share in the comments section. All right, now let's talk about what you can do with this information. Because knowledge is only powerful when you put it to use, right? First, let's talk about planning ahead. Even though we won't know the exact increase until October 2025, you can start planning now. Here's my recommendation. Take your current monthly Social Security benefit and multiply it by 0.03. That'll give you a rough estimate of what your monthly increase might be. Then multiply that by 12 to see your potential annual increase. For example, if you currently receive $2,000 per month, multiply that by 0.03 and you get $60. That's your potential monthly increase. Multiply $60 by 12 months and you're looking at an additional $720 per year. Now, here's a smart strategy I always recommend. Don't count on this money before you have it. Instead, when the increase does kick in, treat it as a bonus. Maybe put half of it toward a small emergency fund and use the other half for something that brings you joy or improves your quality of life. Second, let's talk about timing. Social Security increases typically take effect in January. So if the 2026 increase is announced in October 2025, you'll see the first increased payment in January 2026. Mark your calendar and keep an eye on your bank account that month. Third, and this is really important, make sure your contact information is up to date with the Social Security Administration. You want to receive official notifications about your benefit changes. You can update your information by creating a My Social Security account on their website or by calling their customer service line. Here's another tip that can save you money and stress. With any increase in your Social Security benefits, take a look at your Medicare premiums. Sometimes, Medicare Part B premiums increase too, which can offset some of your Social Security increase. It's worth understanding how these two programs interact. Speaking of Medicare, if you're in a Medicare Advantage plan or have a Medicare supplement policy, review those costs annually during the open enrollment period. A small increase in Social Security can sometimes help cover premium increases for better health care coverage. Now, let's talk about budgeting with your potential increase. I always tell people to think of their Social Security as the foundation of their retirement income, not the whole house. If you're getting an increase, consider these priorities. First, cover any increases in your essential expenses, things like housing, utilities, food, and health care. These are your non-negotiables. Second, if there's money left over after covering essential expenses, think about building or strengthening your emergency fund. Even an extra $20 or $30 per month can add up over time. Third, consider your quality of life. Maybe that extra money can help you stay connected with family, pursue a hobby, or maintain your independence a little longer. Here's something else to keep in mind. If you're still working while receiving Social Security, understand how additional income might affect your benefits. There are earnings limits for people who haven't reached full retirement age yet. Make sure you understand these rules so there are no surprises. And finally, stay informed but don't stress about things you can't control. Economic projections can change, and the final COLA calculation depends on data we don't have yet. Focus on what you can control: your spending, your savings, and your planning. All right, my friends, let's wrap this up. The potential 2.8% to 3.2% increase for 2026 is definitely encouraging news. While we won't know the exact amount until October 2025, it's looking like Social Security recipients can expect another meaningful boost to help keep pace with the cost of living. Remember, this increase is designed to help protect your purchasing power as prices change. It's not going to make anyone wealthy, but it can provide some relief and help you maintain your standard of living. The most important thing is to stay informed and plan ahead. Keep an eye on official announcements from the Social Security Administration, and don't make major financial decisions based on estimates alone. Here's what I want you to do right now. If this information was helpful, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps other people find this content when they're looking for reliable information about their Social Security benefits. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. I'm constantly researching and sharing the latest updates about Social Security, Medicare, retirement planning, and other topics that matter to you in your financial future. Also, share this video with anyone you know who receives Social Security benefits or is planning for retirement. Information like this is so much more valuable when it's shared with the people who need it. In the comments below, let me know what other Social Security topics you'd like me to cover. Are you curious about maximizing your benefits? Do you have questions about Medicare coordination? Or maybe you want to know more about working while receiving Social Security? I read every single comment and use your feedback to create the content you actually want to see. Before you go, remember that while I work hard to provide accurate and helpful information, everyone's situation is different. For personalized advice about your specific Social Security benefits, always consult with the Social Security Administration directly or speak with a qualified financial advisor. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care of yourselves and each other.